Alright guys, this is the last phase of this here project. It's been a lot of work. Anyway, this one looks like, and want to zoom in and give you an update of all the equipment and what's going on. Anyway, that's the 35 gallon cube tank. Finally got it up and running. The first two that was delivered through FedEx via Amazon, the first one was cracked on the bottom. So they sent me a second one, and that second one was totally shattered. I mean, there was a million pieces in the box. Amazon, no better than that. And they sent me a third one, and I ordered the first one back in March. So nothing more said about that. Amazon, I don't know about them. Anyway, start off. I went and purchased the Jebao PP4, the Waymaker, and you can see it right there at this thing of focus. There you go, it's focusing now. Anyway, I got it on like normal mode right now. Anyway, that's one of the equipments I got, and I got everything. Excuse all the wire. I just gotta fix everything. There's been a lot going on. You see, got my mag test, my high range pH test kit, and fin body cure. Right now, I got a Demzo in another tank, this hospital tank, and he has a Popeye, and he's not doing too good. I've been treating him for about a month now, so I may have to just cut my losses and give him a burial at sea via the toilet bowl. But I'm gonna keep him going. But anyway, I got my Reef test kit, and I keep notes of everything that I do. This is for my 90 gallon in the living room. I keep notes of all my stuff, everything I do. This is was the 20 gallon. I'm gonna have to convert this to my 35 gallon. So I keep notes of everything I do. I date everything, change 5 gallons just of water. Whatever I do, I log it in my book, and I keep all my water parameters in there. Eventually, I guess I'll put it on the computer. But anyway, I'm doing it manually. I got three of them. This is for my, was a 20 gallon. Now it's gonna be the 35 gallon cube tank, and that's my 55 gallon freshwater. Keep tabs on that too. It's for the 90 gallon, which is in the living room. So I keep tabs of everything. You can see I write everything down. Everything's written down in the book. So I got all my stuff, the timers, but there goes the tank itself. And I bought a new overflow box, and I'm having a problem with that. If anybody could suggest, I keep getting water like air, see in my nozzle, and I'm trying to figure out how to get rid of that. If anybody have any tips, please let me know. See, it keeps on getting bubbles, and it keeps on. I gotta prime it again. And the reason why I got the aluminum foil is because I try to keep the light off of there, so it doesn't grow no algae in there. But that's just temporary. And I got my AI Prime light. I don't want to shine it right into the light, but that's the AI Prime. I bought this off of aquacave.com. I got it real cheap. I think it was like $28 for shipping. So it's a 18-inch mount. So give me 8 inches above the water. And I also got an extra PAR 38, blue and white bulb just to give me more lighting. And as you pan into the tank, and the tank is a 35 gallon Sephora. And you can see the dimensions right there. This anyways, 20 by 20 by 20. But all inhabitants I was in a 20 gallon long and now in the 35 gallon. I put them in one day, but my little toadstool, she's starting to act up again. I don't know what's going on. Getting white spots in the middle of the game. I might have to put it back into the hospital tank. But that's the one I had in the hospital tank, and she did real good. So I put her on the pedestal right there. But the other leather is doing good. Look how big it got. It's huge. Very big. It's huge. I had to zoom in. Only problem I'm having now is I'm having an issue with xenia crows are starting to take over this side of the tank. And I got one growing in the back. And these guys like multiply really fast. Kenyan crow was another one. I started out with one, and now I got a whole forest. Yeah, that's why aqua forest soil comes in handy. But that's all the and I finally see that the rock is starting to get green, microalgae, which is good. So that's a good thing. I'm getting green and everything. So you got all my corals doing good. All the xenia corals, Kenyan corals, and these guys are beautiful back here. I love them. I mean, I got too much water flow, but I think I'm going to have to move them because they're starting to touch. So I'm going to have to move them out of the way. They don't like to be touching other corals. Anyway, the double hands coral, he was just out. I don't know why he went back in, but he was extended, but I don't know what happened. He went back in. But that's him. And I got the galaxy coral, softy right there. Like I said, I'm starting to get green algae on everything, so that's a good sign. Real good sign. And I decided to go with the black live rock sand copulation. And, I got all my guys in good. The leather toadstool coral was doing good. Look how big it got. I mean, the cabbage. I'm saying the cabbage coral. And see, my other guys are doing good. Everybody's doing pretty good. And I had to make room for all this extra miniature corals. If I knew somebody in my neighborhood that can actually, they had a reef tank. I'm trying to find a reef club to join in New Jersey, City. I could just give these guys away because these guys are multiplying like crazy. But that's the tank itself, And I got my UV sterilizer. I put it there because I have no room in my sump. Right now it's just temporary up there. But then that's the wave maker back there. If I decide to change it, I'm gonna give you guys a quick test. See, I'm just gonna change it to make the waves, and you can see how the water is like goes crazy. Now you see how the water direction changes, and all these guys just start swaying with the current. I try to keep it. I don't really use it that much because it causes a lot of bubbles in my overflow box. You can see everybody's swaying with the wave maker. Got a lot of good flow on top. But I'm gonna put it back to the normal position I had it and slow it down some because I got it too fast. Anyway, got all my left side. I got all my Chemi Clean, my complete trace elements. I got all my goodies. My Microbacter 7, Reef DNA, Reef Vital DNA, and here I got my Prime, get rid of chloramine, even though I use RODI water. But moving on down to the sump, and I want to make sure the tank was level, so I use a leveler. So the tank is actually pretty level, so that's a good thing. But that's the finished product, the stand looks real good, Costs about $45. Come on, there you go. Stand came out pretty good, So I painted it black and everything. Now going out to the right side, I got my water top-off container, 5-gallon bucket. You can see my sensor in there. So that's RDI water, of course. Alright, I'm moving along. And as I go down, this is a new 20-gallon long sump. And I got a new SCA skimmer. And all the gunk is taken out. And I think that's within like 3 days. I started pulling all that out. I finally was able to get it, dialed in. And that's how I got the hoses ran. Everything tied off. Got a filter sock that I put on there today. And that's the skimmer. Good thing about the skimmer is instead of me taking the whole cup off, I could just go to this tube right here and just release it into one of my containers. And also still coming across, I use only 2 baffles on this 20-gallon long tank. But what I did was I cut another piece of plexiglass right there so I can actually raise up the water level when I want to, and I can bring it back down. Right now I got to think about a half an inch above. That way the water could cascade down and drop down and flows over across, and also cascade and drop back down in there. I got some of the filter floss in there, and you see some buggers, those crustaceans. Oh my God, they're all over the place. Anyway, and then I made a tray out of the light diffuser, and you can see more of these guys all in there. And in the middle I got my carbon in there, and there goes my microalgae. I got my focus, baby, focus. I got red and I got the green. They're doing pretty good. I've actually got new growth on the red microalgae for the focus again. Come on, focus. Focus. Oh, thank you. So I'm going to try to go easy. I'm using my Android phone, so got a nice coral and algae going on there. All this came out of the 20-gallon long. Well, not my mistake, out of the 10-gallon. So I put everything from the 10-gallon and I put it in here. And I just added everything in there. I got the Seeking Palm Matrix. I just threw that in there. I was like, but then I put in new crushed coral in there. And that bag there was in the 10-gallon sump, so I just left them. I know it had good bacteria in there. Also had the bio rings, which I had in that 10-gallon. I just dropped it in there. I was like, it was too many of the those crustaceans, arthropods. It was like I had at least 1,000 at least. Also, I made a stand for the skimmer. I wanted to raise the skimmer up to cause I heard this skimmer works best at 7 inches of water, so I got it in 7 inches. If I was to remove this crate, this design right here, it'd drop down to about maybe 9 inches. So I just raised it up 2 inches, as you can tell. So it's sitting above up to 7 inches. And of course, I got all my aquaforest stuff, my calcium, and I got my magnesium, and I got my mineral salt. All other stuff is inside there. So that's my aquaforest salt. Cause, in a matter of fact, I just purchased today the aquaforest reef salt. Come on, focus, focus, focus. I hate this thing. Anyway, let me try to back out some. I put the auto top off right there, the controller right there. I just ran the from the reservoir, ran the tube across, tied it with zip ties. And the black holes, that's of course coming from the overflow box. So, and I got it going over here. And also too, I put in let me get in if I can get in there. The phosphine reactor, I put in some phosgard. I don't have it flowing too much because I read the instruction. Then I supposed to tumble. I got water flowing through it and being pushed back into the return side. And that's my other sensor right there. I just put tape to make sure that that's my water line to remind me. Hey guys, that's the tank. If you have any comments, any opinions, let me know. Honesty is a good policy. I'm just kind of tired right now. I've been doing a lot today. Getting ready for my godson's graduation. Anyway, this guy's big. Oh, he's big. But that's how it'll look like. I always come on this side and get another view. A side view. But the xenochrals are just crazy. They're just taking over this tank. Look at them. My snail there, of course.